up, everybody? Jimbo 19 here. I'm going to warn you right now, this is going to be somewhat of a long intro, so bear with me. But it's really important because today's video is a very special dedication to two very special people in my life. This song and this video is actually dedicated to Jesse and Dria Burrito. And part of the reason for that, and part of the reason, that I love them so much, I would have to give you just a little bit of history here. So, I first met Dria, right? I used to stream Fallout 4 almost every day. This was back when we all used to do like streams every day or whatever. I would stream from somewhere between 2 and 4 in the afternoon till pretty close to midnight. So I got done doing a stream one day and was looking for something to watch, afterwards. And I came across, like, it's kind of hard to tell, I know you all know what I'm talking about, but when you see like a thumbnail, it's kind of hard to tell detail and all there or whatever. But I came across what looked to me like a hot chick in a cheerleader outfit playing Fallout 4. So I was just like, okay, I definitely have to check this out. I expected that, I would pretty much click on it and I would see some stuck up bitch that knew nothing about the game and I'd watch it for 5-10 minutes and then move on with it. So I click on it and what I see is this chick, and back then she always used to keep her hair in a ponytail. So like I couldn't even tell if this chick had hair, and it was kind of dark. The room was kind of dark and shit, so I didn't even know if she had hair or not or whatever. But I see this chick sitting in the dark in what is obviously a trailer. I've lived in plenty of trailers, so I can tell one when I see one. But I see this chick sitting in the dark playing Fallout 4. Well, and I watched it for a little while. Obviously, she was, I could tell she actually knew something about the game. She was like, she really loved the game. She liked the game. She'd actually played it a bit. And, so I, of course, started talking to her. We started chilling and getting into stuff. And back then, like, I swear to God, like anybody that watches her today that didn't watch her back then, like, would not recognize her because back then, she was like this timid little mouse. Like, whenever you type something in the chat, she'd be like, oh, okay, hey, what's up? Hi. Like, you would swear to God this girl was, scared of her own shadow. And I guess part of the reason that Dria started streaming was so that she kind of come out of that. She wanted, like, to break out of her shell a little bit. And I will tell you right now, if any of her subscribers are watching this, it's pretty much because of you guys that she is the person that she is today. Because after a while, back then it was like me, her, and a guy named Slow. We would always play like Battlefield 1, stuff like that or whatever. And, we would, we always kind of mess around. And eventually, as time went on, as she started breaking out of her shell, that's when she started, that was kind of what started giving way to us doing the GTA races and playing Friday the 13th. And we would always play Battlefield 1. And that was kind of the beginning of her playing with the subs and all that. But, and then, pretty much about 6 months later, this is why you guys are so awesome. All her subscribers are so awesome because of you guys giving her, I think, that, like, I'm not alone feeling, like, I don't have to feel like I'm so alone or whatever. About 6 months later, like, we would get trolls that would come in the stream and she'd be like, eat a dick, shut up, blah, blah, blah. And she'd just go on about her business. So, seriously, as far as her subscribers are concerned, seriously, thank you all. Because, seriously, I always knew that she had this in her just from talking to her for a little while. I could tell that she actually had this in her the whole time. She just needed to get brought out of it. So, now back then again, though, the reason I'm doing this song for them and dedicating it to them is A, they have a anniversary coming up in a couple weeks, and I'm too cheap to buy a freaking present. So this is your anniversary present, guys. Peace. You're welcome. And anyway, a little bit, because the song is, of course, Bon Jovi, Living on a Prayer. And I don't know, it just, when I met Dria, I was actually in a pretty dark place myself, okay? I had no faith in humanity. I had no hope for anything. Like, I very rarely left my house just because I just did not want to be around people. And the streaming thing was kind of cool because at least the people that I were around were people that were into stuff that I was into, and we could talk about the game. We didn't have to worry about stuff that was going on in life or whatever. And well, the cool thing about Dria was after, kind of talking to them for a little while, they were kind of like that small little glimmer of hope for me that, maybe, people aren't so bad. Maybe there still are people in the world. Now, I don't know how many of you read the Bible or whatever, but in the Bible there was a story of Sodom and Gomorrah. Now, if you know the story of Sodom and Gomorrah, when the angels came down, they went to Abraham, and they were, basically Abraham was pleading with them. They said, hey, we're going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. And, Abraham was pleading them like, hey, but what if there are good people there? Blah, 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 blah. And so it started out with 50, and then it went down to 20, and then it went down to 10. And finally, the angels were just like, okay, if we can find one good person, we'll save the city. We won't destroy the city. Now, as far as, my connection to Dria at that time, if I was God, Dria is the type of person that could have saved Sodom and Gomorrah. Because Dria was the type of person that in this life kind of showed me, okay, well, maybe things just aren't as bad as I think they are. Maybe I'm just, exaggerating a bit or whatever. So that, honestly, is one of the reasons that I love Dria so much. And when I look at her, Jesse's relationship, I think, I wasn't very far off of coming off of a divorce myself. Of course, I had, Gwen died, which was my girlfriend that got killed by a drunk driver. And I don't know if any of you knew that or not, but some of you may have. But seriously, so that was part of why I was in such a dark place. Because Gwen had died, she got killed by a drunk driver. I, tried to be this move on and not, just move myself in the bottom of a bottle, which I probably would have still been there if I was even alive today, because I probably would have drank myself to death. But so, and I just, I wasn't too far off of coming off a divorce. So, things were just not looking good for me. And this is part of the reason that I had no hope. I didn't really think much of relationships or life in general or whatever. But when I look at them, they are kind of like what Bon Jovi's talking about in this song. They were two kids who were basically struggling, and they didn't really have much of anything, but it didn't matter. They had each other. And honestly, that really just meant something to me. So, that's why eventually we ended up being really good friends. I went out there one time to go do a stream with them or whatever. I got to hang out and I got to see them. And we all got to meet person to person for the first time. And then, of course, the second time I went out there was to go to their wedding, which was actually pretty awesome. We didn't get to hang out that much because they were busy planning a wedding. And I don't know if any of you know, but there's a lot that goes into planning a wedding. So we didn't have a whole lot of time to hang out till after the wedding. We got to talk for a little bit. But I don't know, they just really are the type of couple that I really feel that this song is about. So honestly, that's why I just truly, from the bottom of my heart, this song literally goes out to them. And, seriously, I wish them both the best. I hope your relationship lasts forever and that it's always a good thing and that you guys have all the happiness. Anyway, so with that, I guess we're going to get on with it. And I will, shut the fuck up. And we will listen to Bon Jovi's Living on a Prayer from Slippery When Wet. Rock on, y'all.